Welcome back. So the market is, by the way, down 300 points. It continues to be extremely volatile. Let's go back and revisit the big story. We have Parikshit joining in. Parikshit, at some point in time, I believe we're also expecting a briefing, right, today from the MEA. What's the latest you're picking up on the whole situation?
That's been the pattern over the last 2 days. There is a statement by the tri-services and there is a briefing in the evening. That's likely to happen. An operational update will come. We'll have to wait for that. But we can recap for our viewers that between 8:30 p.m. yesterday and 12:30 a.m. midnight, there was very intense operations between India and Pakistan, and we brought down 50 to 60 drones of theirs, several missiles of theirs, with our very strong air defense systems. We're also seeing all those operations continue even now. The intensity may have gone down, but Operation Sindoor is not over. There are periods of high intensity operations and there are periods of calm, periods of lull. It doesn't mean that things are over. The alertness levels remain high, be it for the Army, Navy and the Air Force. There are a lot of reports coming in of the Indian Air Force shooting down Pakistani fighters, but that is all unconfirmed right now. The government has not officially commented on those reports. A lot of social media videos doing the rounds, which have been fact-checked by the Indian government. We are seeing the Pakistani machinery rehashing a lot of old videos. For example, a tanker blast in India some years ago that is being called as a Pakistan attack on the Hazra port in Gujarat. There are videos doing the rounds on social media to say that India has attacked its own airbase in Ambala. That's false news. There is information about Pakistan attacking the Jammu airbase, and that's actually a blast that took place in Kabul many years ago. So we are seeing a war, so to say, a war of propaganda, a war on social media. So literally, we are seeing India fighting this on multiple fronts, economically, diplomatically, militarily as well, and the nation remains on a state of very high alert. I'm told that Lt Colonel Atul Holkar is joining us right now. Colonel Holkar, how do you see the situation going from here? You know, we saw a statement by the Pakistani Foreign Ministry after this operation yesterday, and they said that we appeal to the international community to urge India, use their good counsels to get India to de-escalate, and also that Pakistan remains vigilant and stands for peace. Can the Pakistani Foreign Ministry be taken at face value, considering what General Munir had said, that Kashmir is Pakistan's jugular?
Hi, Jai Hind, Parikshit. See, the world has stopped taking Pakistan seriously long time back. The thing is that Pakistan has a general which the army doesn't want, has a prime minister with the country never elected, and has people no one cares about. And that is a very, very dangerous situation. You know, if you look into the entire scenario as of now, there is a leadership vacuum, and the Pakistan is a divided home with people who no one cares about. You know, you have the largest political party's leader Imran Khan inside the jail. You have a general which is heading an army which is not liked by people, and there is a, you know, all the four states including now Punjab is, you know, in turmoil. If you look into the Balochistan with BLA activities last night, or TTP and Taliban on the one side, this Sindh unrest on canal movement, it is really in a bad situation. And it can go to any place. You know, if you see none of his friend except say probably little bit of Turkey and so-called ironclad friends of China, like China, no one has ever, you know, even commented on to what Pakistan is saying. And with the IMF meeting coming up, I'm quite sure even they're going to have a setback there. Indian government and the forces have responded very responsibly. We have responded. We responded to Pahalgam. We responded to their counterattack by drones, and we will continue to respond. And this is, I think, probably a time has come when we'll put Pakistan on mat, and it's very, very important to get rid of them once for all. I do not know as to what level it will work out to be, but these are interesting times, and we need to be very carefully monitoring. Just handle this carefully. We don't want to go back to where Pakistan is as of now, because whom are we fighting? A rogue nation which economy is in doldrums and about to disintegrate. So it is very important for us to have cool head and ensure that this once for all this menace gets over.
Mm. Yes, sir. Indeed, and a strong message has been sent by India over the last couple of days. This is something we were discussing with geopolitical and diplomatic experts earlier as well. Whether the international community can exert enough pressure on Pakistan to back down, that's one. And the second is whether the nature of strikes that India has seen yesterday, I mean, targeting multiple military facilities across states, over 45 drones at last count, what we know, whether sort of India will show restraint in the face of the events of last night, or whether there will be a retaliation as well. Just your thoughts. I mean, all of this is right now, situation which is fast moving. But what would you expect in the next, say, 48 hours?
See, let's take major world powers. What did Mr. Rubio say yesterday, and what did JD Vance say last evening? Americans are fed up. They may, speak to the Prime Minister in Pakistan and Foreign Minister in India, but I think the message is very different. They would ask Pakistan to back off and cool down, and they will ask India to restrain. But if you see the muted reaction coming from Middle East, none of their friends have, or so-called friends have responded. I think the world is also quite fed up of Pakistan, the kind of narrative it spreads, the kind of terrorism it is spreading, the unrest it's spreading, the way they would treat their own people. So I think over a period of time now they have given a go ahead more or less, or they're just looking the other way when India is actually sorting out Pakistan. And probably Indian government over a period of time had realized that one of these days we will have an occasion, something like Pahalgam, and that is when we have to be prepared and go in whole hog to ensure that we are, we get over this menace. And I can tell you, I think probably this kind of sense which I get from my Pakistani friends across the borders, even they are fed up. They also want their army to be brought down in a way where, people come back into power. It is not people who are there. I also understand that probably there's something happening on the Pakistani army front where even the army is quite fed up of their own chief. And it is all, I may not say that it is just Munir's creation, but definitely General Munir, headed this particular entire adventure. And I'm sure they're getting it back with full force. And let's not back off from this now. We need to take it to a logical conclusion.
Sure. Got that point, sir. By the way, I think we'll just put this graphic up, and it's a very important one, which viewers should take note of. This is the PIB fact check. PIB has been dispelling a lot of the disinformation and misinformation that's been doing the rounds. And this is really important, that any messages that might be circulating of ATMs being shut for the next 2-3 days, that's absolutely fake news. It's baseless. So no need to panic. And we'll put that up as well. So those are the earlier fact check messages that we were getting from the PIB. The latest one is up on my screen now. That any messages circulating on social media or on WhatsApp about ATMs being shut down for 2-3 days are absolutely fake, and one should not pay too much credence to them. Just to come to some final thoughts and points, Mr. Holkar. So you're saying that a de-escalation can be expected over the next perhaps day or two. Would that be right?
See, I would say that once you look into the kind of events that we have unfolded in last 2-3 days, both the countries have avoided a full-scale kind of a war. And I'm sure, I think probably India, because India doesn't want to get into that quagmire, and Pakistan, because it has very limited capability and it cannot beyond 4 to 5 days or maximum a week can fight a war. So they don't want to degrade to a level that eventually it will collapse, and implode in itself. But the fact is, I don't think that India would like to de-escalate too early and would like to take it to its logical conclusion, because now if we don't defang Pakistan or remove all these capabilities in a way, I'm not talking about anything nuclear, but even the conventional capabilities and the capability to wage this kind of war, we cannot back off, because this kind of opportunity will not happen. So India would take calculated moves without actually troubling ourselves, the kind of economy we are going ahead with, and becoming third largest economy within few years. So we would take calculated risk and ensure, and it may not be necessarily on the battlefield. It may come onto the economic front by in consultation with IMF. It may come from the blockade of sea in some sort, putting pressure, also supporting Pakistani's enemy on the other side. So it will be a very multi-pronged attack, and it's time to keep a watch on the western side to see how Balochistan and the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and the Sindh, how they work out. Eventually, you may not, like one of the Chinese thinkers said, you have to defeat the enemy without fighting a war.
Absolutely, very valid points indeed, that neutralization can happen not just with our military might, but with diplomacy, with economic means as well. And let's see how that meeting with the IMF goes indeed. Thank you very much for joining in and giving us that perspective. We do